Sorry. I'm just going to go back just a little bit for those people who are watching the recording. Now that you're feeling perfectly relaxed and at peace, see yourself stand and walk towards the door of the building you are in. As you put your hand on the door handle, it changes into a gate. Open the gate and step into a beautiful, vast green field. Be kind to yourself. Just see whatever your mind allows you to see. Way in front of you, you can see a hill. Upon the hill, you can see bright colors, but can't make out what it is. You look around you and see there are many women on paths, all leading toward the colors on the hill. There are women in front of you, off into the distance, and women walking behind you, about to come through the gate onto the same path. You start walking across the field, aware of the women around you, but focusing on your own path. To start with, the path is easy. The sun shines down, the way is flat, and you enjoy the ease of the journey. You come to the edge of the field, and to continue on your path, you have to make your way through a bramble hedge. You try and become entangled and scratched. Suddenly, as if from nowhere, women come away from their paths to help you. Together, you gently pull at the hedge to make an opening. The women help to clean your wounds and make sure your clothing is straightened. Take a look at the women who have helped you. Remember their faces. As you all make your way through the hedge, most women go back to their path. Some remain on different paths. You feel good about the help of these women and continue along the path, which is again an easy journey. The sun continues to shine. The walk is flat. Now you come across an incline, which is strewn with sharp rocks. Some small that hurt your feet, others that are huge and you have to climb over them. On the next path along, a woman stumbles and cries out for help. This time it is your turn to go to aid her. As you do so, other women make their way toward her. For this part of the journey, you and the other women help each other along until you are all beyond the rocks. Notice how many women work together. Was there one in particular that led the way? You and the women go back to your own pathways to head for the colors of the hill. The colors on the hill are now in sight, and you can see that it is gathering. It is a gathering of women in brightly colored clothes. The path now becomes easier. An incline, but just beautiful, fresh green grass. You reach the top of the hill and you discover there is a stone circle. There are already many women here, more still arriving from every side of the hill. Women gathering together, all ages, shapes, sizes, colors, dressed in various clothes from so many nationalities. Take a look around. Do you recognize the stone circle? What does it look like? What kinds of people can you see? Can you see grandmothers? What does the oldest woman look like? Can you see any young women with babies? Does anyone stand out to you? The women are now forming a very large circle within the stone circle at the top of the hill. You join the circle as everyone holds hands. Feel the loving energy of this sisterhood flow gently from woman to woman. You feel energized, at peace, and safe. Above you all, in the center of the circle, you see a glowing silver ball of energy. You and all the women in the circle focus energy on building this silver ball with loving, supportive, positive energy. It grows as you watch it and add it to your own offering of energy. The energy feels amazing, powerful yet gentle, loving and compassionate yet determined. The silver ball of energy is now high in the sky, as huge as the hill you all stand on. As you watch it, it goes higher still until you see it burst way, way above you all, like a gigantic firework. Now you see this energy flowing all around the globe, some settling on Mother Earth to heal her, and gently finding its way to the other women around the world who cannot be with you. Women who are oppressed, abused, sad, lonely, and in need of love and help. As this energy reaches them, they feel supported and loved and no longer alone. Not knowing where it comes from, they simply feel connected to other women. One world, one sisterhood brought together with love. The circle is now broken as you stop holding hands with each other. You turn to face one of the women next to you. Look into her eyes and then hug. Take a good look and remember what you see and what you feel from this woman. You now turn to face the woman on the other side of you. Look into her eyes and then hug. Take a good look and remember what you see and what you feel from this woman. The sun is going down. It's still warm, but the evening is looming and it's time to make your way back. The way back seems easier. The rocks are not so jagged and the gap in the bramble hedge is still there. You work your way across the field, glancing over and seeing the other women making their way back as well, now feeling as if you know each other. You reach the great gate, and as you put your hand on it, it turns back into the handle of the building in which you started. When you have settled back into your seat, become aware of where you are sitting, your feet on the floor. Take a few deep breaths to recover from this journey. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. So before we go into check-ins and stuff, I'd love for everyone to share what came up for you out of this meditation. What feelings maybe came up, or what did you see?
I like when you said they were standing in a circle holding hands and they felt energized and peace and safe and supported and loved. And I think that's the main thing that I was thinking, hey, that's us.
Right. Yeah.
I also, well, I felt a lot of purple energy. So, yeah. So, and I felt it really envelop me, and I felt really, I felt love. It almost made me kind of emotional, to be honest with you.
If
You know what I mean? Because I felt like I visualized Stonehenge, and I've always wanted to go there. So I'm visualizing all these women gathering in their colorful clothing. My only problem is I can never visualize a actual face. It's more like energy, but I really felt that hug to that woman next to me, and I felt the energy. So it was very impactful. I really liked that meditation. It made me feel really good. I feel kind of emotional right now, as a matter of fact. So I enjoyed that a lot.
yeah, it very much impacted me too, and I felt very.
Mm,
And I'd already read it before. I've done it before,
yeah,
but even reading it again, there were certain points that it was just like, oh. And,
yeah,
and I think when we're doing visualizations, it's really important to know that none of us can visualize the same. And that's why I said be
yeah.
kind to yourself. Purple is our crown chakra. So, right, making that connection to the divine.
Mm,
And I want the most important part actually is how it makes you feel, right? So that you can connect to that feeling when maybe you need support. Connect
right.
into that energy of all of us women coming together.
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
Beautiful.
It's a good meditation.
Yes, I felt how do you say energy, but I guess it also reminded me of when I was a child and at my grandmother's ranch, and all the rings from the teepees are there, and also their medicine rings.
Mm,
And although it didn't mean as much when I was a kid, but of course I've gone and visited those as an adult.
mm,
And I did at that time, and I think you were there too, Kim, like I had a feeling when I was there of, I guess you would say, love or something special,
mm.
something kind of
Wow.
from love or divine. And yes, when we're talking the circle, and yes, I'm trying to visualize women, whatever, but that came to my mind. And yes, I'm seeing some of these Native women in their clothing with their babies.
Nice.
So,
Wow. That's huge because, you know, if you're honoring the Native Americans, you really have like a scene, you know,
yeah,
vision. You know,
right.
that's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. And I cannot tell you enough how each of you, whatever you are feeling, you have impacted another woman, even though you don't know it. Because that energy, right? Our energy moves, it's a vibration. And so you literally then have reached someone else who needed that exact energy at this time. It
Yeah.
really is impactful how we feel.
That's a good point. I like that. You know, especially because, you know, at least in my age group, you know, I don't think we honored each other, you know, when we were first starting our careers and everything, because, you know, it was just making that climb to the top and not caring who was in the way or whatever, you know. And I know that sounds pretty dramatic, but now I love this, you know, we're women helping women no matter what we're doing, because we need to stick together, especially if we're in the corporate world, because no matter what, things are changing, and hopefully I'll see my granddaughter's world change, but it's still very much a man's world. If we don't stick together as women, that's problematic.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Dodie, how about you?
Well, I like that. I'm kind of tying into Allison's point a little bit, and as a stay-at-home mom for so many years, like I stayed at home on the ranch for 17 years, and of course, very busy with children and ranch life, but it is really easy to kind of forget, like to feel alone. And, because maybe a week would go by and I might just visit with people at the post office. And so this meditation really, brought a feeling to me that, even when we are maybe like, and even the last couple of years, we had a lot more less interaction. And it really made me remember and really feel that we're really not alone. Like just even how I identified with Glenda spiritually, like with Native women in their special outfits, and like we're really not alone. And I think and just that what you gave us today is such a gift to remember. Like I felt such hope during that meditation, and I think it's really life changing to pull from that. When we feel alone, we're really not. And I love how, sometimes the visions of the women, they were sometimes women I knew, but sometimes they were women I didn't know at all.
Mhm.
And I still felt the same hope and kind of grounding and just really not alone.
Right. And so I think that, all of us, we're here because we want to be leaders of our life, but we also want to make impact within where we work, where we play. And so, to connect to those energies helps us to be a stronger leader, because as soon as we can feel that hope, right, we give that hope to others. Then if we can connect to it, we can give it to others, which is what we want. As a leader, we influence others, and we have to choose the energy of how we want to influence others. And so this kind of is just a different way of trying to get to that. So yeah. Jade, how are you?
I am good.
Good.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't listen to the whole meditation because I was a little bit late. But the parts that I did hear, I actually related quite a lot to what Dodie was saying, because I'm home with my kids all day, every day, and working, and so I do a lot of Zoom calls, but I don't actually see a lot of real people.
Mhm.
I know.
Besides my kids, right? Like, so, which I know is part of the pandemic, but so it actually felt really cool to be able to like feel connected to a person and be able to create that vision myself, even though there's obviously not real women sitting here in my house with me, but I felt that connection still. So
Yeah,
it was really cool.
that's awesome. Awesome. The women that I saw the first time I did this were lots of African women, and wearing their bright, I don't know if they really call them turbans, but and then they, how they always carry stuff, baskets on their head, and like that was that's the people that I connected with. These women that work so hard physically, right? We have no idea how physically much work that they do, but they always have a smile on their face, and they're always dancing. And that was something that really came up to me, was that that energy. So anyhow, I just thought it was beautiful, and I was so excited to be able to share it with you. Okay, so I wanted to just do a couple notes here, house cleaning stuff. We are going to start sending out notes from each session. So I think Suzanne had talked about it a while ago. So Jade is working on it right now. She has the last 3 done. So she'll be emailing those out to you. And then this one, we will try to then keep up every week. Then the next day, by Thursday, you should get that Tuesday's notes then from what I have, so that you can kind of remember. So you will be emailed them. Plus I will also be downloading them with the video, the replay. So then you can get the recording, the notes there too. So just so you know that. And just a reminder for those of you, Fascinating Female Friday is this Friday coming up. Suzanne was so excited that she was on last Friday asking me why the link wasn't working, which is awesome. I love it. Yes, so, and I was wrong when I said she was our first mayor, female mayor. She is not the first one. I guess she's the second one that we know of, but honestly cannot find any information. So interesting. In a town, cannot find any, I cannot find a list of previous mayors unless I go to the town office. But there is nothing about our town.
What's the population of your town?
About 6,500.
Oh, it's quite small. I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was that small. Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, yeah, luckily Suzanne's been around, so she could tell me that she. I'm kidding.
I've been here for like forever.
Suzanne
Yeah.
knows everybody in town. She's the
You know,
one
which
to
is funny because everybody thinks that I know everybody because I've lived here my whole life. And
Yeah.
really, I don't know nobody.
Oh,
But I did know
sure.
that there was a mayor before Alicia, and the only
Mhm.
reason I know stuff about Alicia is that she's our board chair here at Community Futures. So,
Right.
but yeah,
So I think the important thing about Elisa being the becoming a mayor is that her and I have spoke many times before about how can we make our community more connected and a compassionate community. And this was before she even jumped on to town council, and now she's the mayor. And so she is bringing such a different energy. So I'm so excited. And she actually has, I didn't look closely, but 1 or 2 female council people too, I think. Hey, Suzanne, were there a couple that women?
you know what? I don't know. I don't even live in town, so I didn't
So I-
even,
I
I
know.
don't vote for them. I'm in the MD, but yeah, I don't really follow the town council.
Anyway,
people.
she's going to be shifting stuff. So I think it'll be really interesting on Friday to see her take and kind of what her plans are. And also, how did she get here, right? She has a husband and 2 sons. So yeah, it's just, she's amazing. So it'll be really fun to talk with her. So just a reminder about that. Yeah, so let's do a check-in and your wins. And yeah, I have a little something to say to Allison when it's her turn.
Allison, you go first.
Well, I missed last week, unfortunately, because I do miss it when I'm not here, because then I don't stay accountable to myself. I know that sounds silly, but then I'm more,
No, it's not.
yeah, I'm more mindful about, about everything, about being nicer even, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's why we do this.
I'm serious. Sometimes with work, I get this ball of anger inside of me, that I just like think a lot of hateful things. So I think the more I'm meditating and when I stick to the plan and I'm there every week, I don't feel that ball of anger. I feel more like we talked about, a little bit more aligned, So anyway, I'm feeling a bit more aligned, but again, I'm not back home yet. So I'm looking forward to getting back home, because I don't really, I think I'm just kind of in, motion. Like I feel like I'm right now on a hamster wheel, that's going nowhere. So I just need to get home and get back into my, routine and so forth. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so I really don't, I can't think of anything I've had a win of, but I know after, I have been feeling a bit low about my job, about everything. You know what I mean? It's just like this, especially when someone says, when are you going to retire? Never, because I don't have enough money to retire. So shut up about it. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me angry. You know what I mean? Like, because all these people around, that's why I don't hardly go on Facebook anymore. I can't stand that. Loving the retirement life and you seeing, the golf course and all that. So, but, I'm feeling a bit, yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling a bit out of sorts, but not in a bad way, really. You know what I mean? I'm just, But that card this morning, I sat in on Candace's, and it was sort of serendipitous because I had a demo this morning actually at that exact time. And then the guy canceled on me. So I was just sitting at my desk, all dressed up and nowhere to go, so to speak, because you have to be on camera for these. So, and then I thought, well, and then up popped the message saying Candace is live. So I asked for a card, and it was like, you know, she said that I need to write down 20 accomplishments because I do undersell myself a lot. So I thought that was really good advice. So I've started writing a few things down because then you see that you really have, accomplished something. Because, when you see these people that are retired and everything, you're like, I don't even know yet what I want to be when I grow up. And now these people are retiring, so it's a little off-putting, but now I see that, yeah, I have accomplished things. So I'm not in a bad place. So that's really my entire update today.
Perfect. I really though want you to say it can be something short. You need to tell me one win from this week.
Okay, I win. I've been being very mindful about what I'm putting in my mouth. I'm trying to, focus on vegetables more and less carbohydrates.
Perfect.
So really thinking about that. So yeah, trying to, get on track with, my health, because I really have, my clothes are all still fitting me, but I was I went to the gym every day. So now I'm getting back on track. So I feel like that was a win because at least I'm thinking about it before I put something in my mouth and,
Right.
making better choices.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, those wins are important and I know you
Right.
can find them. And I guess what
Yeah.
I found, I was on Candace's card reading. So for those of you that don't know, it's Candace McKim.
Mhm.
But I just thought, ooh, she nailed Allison totally. Because she said you minimize yourself all of the time.
Right.
And
Mm.
you
Yeah.
do. And
Mm.
so we are always trying to help support you in that, right? And even when you got
Right.
on here, you were like, I miss the meetings. I know that's stupid or silly.
Yeah.
No, it's not. We all are here for that same reason,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so just to know that you have wins all the time. I mean,
Right.
you
Mm.
just, even for feeling, and I also wanted to
Mhm.
comment when you said that you're feeling kind of out of sorts, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
It's the world saying, okay, Allison, it's time to
Yeah.
make your decisions, right?
Mhm.
And it's just
Yeah.
kind of shaking you up a little bit. But I think
It
it's
has,
shaking
right.
you to get you to the next step.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're right. Energy everywhere is shifting to a more
Yes.
female energy. And yeah, I do. I feel it. Absolutely.
Perfect.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Love it. Okay, who else?
Hey, I'm just going to go quickly because I do have to leave because I have an appointment. It's been a busy week, but I would say that I really focused on a gratefulness for things that are happening in my life. And yeah, that really helped because I was having sometimes where a lot of worries and stress, whatever. And I would say a win is I'm learning more technical wise. I've been learning more about my computer and doing my printer. I finally learned how to scan an email, which I know to some of you is nothing, but for me, that was a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And so that's awesome.
Anyhow, good to see you all. And I do have to run here.
Okay.
So,
All right. Take care, Mom.
Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye. All right. Who's next?
I'll go. So all of you know about my tiles, which was amazing, but I've taken most of the advice that everybody has given me in the last few weeks. And Allison, I missed last week too, because I went for lunch with an old friend, which was amazing and well needed. but I set up all the boundaries for my family, and I am out of the divorce. I am out of the moving my mother-in-law. I am out of taking care of my older brother's shit. I'm done. I have 4 brothers, and my one brother that I'm very close with, he said, okay, I'll give you to December 1st to figure out how to get out of all of these situations. And well, I'm done. So it feels amazing to not have anybody else's shit to deal with but
Wow,
mine. It's so good.
that is
So good.
huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's like 100 wins in.
Yeah, well, and
Yeah.
it's just been really hard because like Don's mom, like their sisters are the ones that cause all the crap, but they use mom as the go-between. So when she calls and starts complaining, I know it's somebody else.
Mhm.
So he just went to see her and said, Suzanne's out. She's done. Don't call her. Don't expect anything. She's out. If you need anything, call the girls or call me. And I'm like, hell yeah. So yeah. So, and that was, that's been weighing on me for such a long time that it feels really good to have like you guys and my one brother and my family going, you know what? Just don't. So that's what I've been doing. So
Yay.
this, yeah.
Yeah, congratulations. Well done. It's hard, but then, yeah, it's been worth it. And now your health is going to increase because of it. So perfect. Okay. Dodie?
I'm thinking for Suzanne, and time for yourself, all of, and like your people that you want to spend time with, all that time. That's so awesome. So I have been a lot more intentional with because I'm checking in every week with how my week's going to look. So last weekend, well, a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine from high school, there's 7 of us. So this is from Medicine Hat, that we have traveled together and camped together, and the 7 of us are some of us are original high school friends, and then some are, you know, friends of friends that have come on board. And the one friend is a nurse, and she's working the COVID floor in Medicine Hat, and said, she reached out to us and said, girls, like I really need some female time. And so my one friend had a campfire at her house. And so, you know, of course, I was like, oh, can I go? Because it's a 3.5-hour drive. And, you know, can I make it? And I just decided I'm going to do this. So I went to my friends. We all got together and we laughed and laughed. And then I saw family. It was also my sister-in-law's birthday. And so just to interact and laugh was such a win. And just and then I saw my sister, kind of went from there. My sister and a whole group of us went for lunch. Because in my family, if 2 people have a plan, then it's 4 people, then it's 5 people, then it's 7 people, and everybody's welcome. So I ended up seeing a lot of family and laughing. I've really been missing like the laughing. So that intention of you know, planning some fun and laughter, not just, you know, your everyday things, but having things to look forward to. That was a big win.
Awesome. Love it.
Where do you live, Dodie? Are you in Bonnyville too?
No, so I live at a town called Nanton. It's
Oh, I
in
know
between
Nanton, yes.
Calgary and Lethbridge. Yep.
Oh, hey, yeah. I know exactly where that is. Been there many times.
I live at Nanton. And all of my family is Medicine Hat and area.
Ah,
So,
okay. And you guys are all Bonnyville.
Just Suzanne and I, and Jade is in Calgary.
Ah, okay. Okay. And was Bonnyville where you grew up then, Kim?
No, I grew up an hour south of Medicine Hat.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I got it square now. Okay.
Yep.
I know where everybody is.
Yeah. Jade, how about you?
Okay, I'm hoping you can hear me over my kids. My kids are home with me.
Oh yeah, we can hear.
So last week I was waiting for COVID results on the Tuesday, and those came back positive on Wednesday. And that was really tough to get the results. So I just cried and cried, and I made supper and I put my kids to bed, and I was super numb. And then I don't know, it was this group actually, it was just something that Kim had said, like, you know, about choosing gratitude for what's coming. And I don't know, I just was sitting there at bedtime thinking about what you're grateful for. And I just said, I'm not going to do this. I am not going to accept what society says is going to happen to me. I'm not going to accept that I could be hospitalized. Like, I'm just not going to accept that I'm an unhealthy person. And so I was like, that is it. I am healthy and I'm doing well. And I was like, what do healthy people do? And it was like, well, healthy people drink their lemon water and take their vitamins and put their oils on, and they go outside. And so I just started doing those things. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or what, but I am doing great physically now. So I'm really proud of myself, because it would have been really easy to be like, wah, 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 after that. But so yeah, I can't taste anything still. I've heard that could take a while, but other than that, I'm doing great. And yeah, that's my win, is just deciding to be healthy instead of deciding to drown in the results.
Right.
That's awesome. Good for you. That is so awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Suzanne, I just want to say, like, I can't believe you just nonchalantly told us that you got all this time to yourself. It was only a couple of weeks ago that you were drowning. So I think it's amazing. That's a huge win. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Mhm. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It is. It feels really good too, but I'm very proud of you for not diving down the rabbit hole like most people do.
Yeah.
That's awesome for you too.
Yeah.
How you feeling then, Jade? How badly did you get it? Like, you look good.
Yeah, I think I actually had it worse the week before. Like, I knew I was really sick. And so I was getting close to being over it anyways. It's the worst sickness I've ever had, for sure, because it's like a mixture of the flu and the cold, right? So it's like there's no break anywhere. And you don't realize how many things you need to smell. You really don't. Like, even showering, I don't really feel clean when I get out, because I can't smell the shampoo or the soap or, you know what I mean? So there's just so many things that I'm like, holy crap, I smell things all day long.
And did you have some help with the kids and everything while you were laid up, or?
My ex came for a couple of days and helped out with the girls, which was nice.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a trying time. But yeah, I'm doing okay now physically, and I'm like walking every day, because I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not staying unhealthy. So it was a kick in the pants, actually, to be like, that is the one thing I've let really fall, is my health. And, you know, I'm just busy with the business and the kids and whatever. But I was like, that was a big scare. And were you,
you've been vaccinated?
I'm not fully vaccinated, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is where the fear came in, because I was like, oh man, that's the risk, right? So
yeah.
But actually, I know 3 or 4 people who are fully vaccinated with the booster and all have COVID. So
yeah, it's,
you know, that's not here or there. So really, but you look great, girl. Like, and getting up. That's awesome.
You really
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so grateful to Kim. Actually, I bought the book, The Magic. I bought it. I ordered it that day, and I came the next day, and I just started reading it, and that's what kind of got me through. It was like, I got to create what's coming, right? Like, Kim was really, I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to healthy lungs. And she was like, no, you already have them. And that's what got me through. I was like, I am already a healthy human, and this is what healthy people do. And that is it. I was like, I have COVID, sure, but that's just, I've been labeled before. So I just kept going. Like, it was, you know, respected my body and listened, canceled my meetings, slept, you know, it's not like I ignored that I had it, but it was just, healthy people sleep, right? Instead of saying I have to sleep because I'm so sick, it was just like, no, healthy people get rest. I just need to rest every hour.
Right.
Instead of yeah. So I'm doing great. I'm really,
and your kids didn't get sick or anything?
You know what, Allison? I think my kids actually brought it home and gave it to me, because they've been struggling with a cold for a while, but they had no other like major symptoms. And then my youngest 3 people at her daycare had it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I kind of started getting sick, but my ex-partner, who's here quite often, tested negative My girls don't have
Wow.
any symptoms now. So yeah, I think my youngest had it and brought it home.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
So when do you have to go back for a COVID test then?
They don't
To
make you
see
go
if you're
back.
negative.
They don't make you go
No.
back. They just
Sorry about
they
it.
10
I'll
days from when
call you about
symptoms
it.
started. Yeah, they just send me a text and say you no longer
Ah.
have to be isolated. And then that's it. And then of course they encourage me to get the vaccination right after I'm better. And yeah,
Yeah.
so that I've
That's
heard
great.
you can test positive for like quite a long time
Yeah,
afterwards. So I might even
I've
test
heard that
positive
as well.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but-
weeks. So, you know, so as long as they say you're clear, well, good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear it. You look great. So
Thank
Mhm.
you.
I'm thinking about
Anyways,
it.
I'm so grateful for the stuff in this group. It helped get me through.
That's awesome. Yeah,
All right,
and I
over
think
to
you
Kim.
just need to pat yourself on the back though, because you did listen to your body, and you were doing that last week too, right? Okay, I have to lay down for a 2-hour nap, right? And so, but yeah, that's a great role model, how you shifted the perspective, right? And so, yeah, well done. I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
you're feeling better.
Thank you.
This book, The Magic, who wrote that?
No.
You said you got a book from Kim?
So right here.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Oh, The Secret. Okay.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
the person who wrote The Secret, it's The Magic. And so
The
did you
magic.
watch last week's session, Suzanne?
Not yet. No,
Okay.
not yet.
So it's all about gratitude in this book.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so wow, that was amazing. Nikki did give me her check-in that her win was her full moon meditation that they had last Wednesday night. And yeah, they sold out to their, whatever, the 20 people that were
Wow.
allowed to be together. And she said it was the most amazing experience of her life. They just, yeah. So anyhow, she was feeling really awesome about that. So that was her win. So, today was kind of like sharing that whole connection of the women energy, sharing our check-ins. I just really want to bring back to the group the whole sense of being, and that it is so important that we make sure we are intentional with that time when it's time to just be, or when it's time to choose to be. So when we feel that overwhelm starting to just kind of line up, and Jade had been asking me a whole bunch of questions with work and stuff, and so she gets me thinking about, okay, how am I going to answer this question? And really, that the reason we're all here is because we get stuck in that doing, right? In that masculine energy, all of us. And so it's being aware of when to choose the being, and then also being intentional about practicing it too. So there's two things, right? Practicing it, doing our breathing, doing the mindfulness, and then choosing it when we're starting to feel that craziness kind of setting in. And for me, I have to do it often. And I know that's why I have to teach it, because I need to do it all the time. And it is choosing, am I choosing overwhelm, or am I choosing ease and flow? And as soon as I say the words ease and flow, I relax. And so when I start to feel a little crazy, it's like, okay, I'm choosing overwhelm because we choose it. So how can I choose to have ease? How can I choose to be in this moment at this time? So whether it's to do with work, do I need to just prioritize one thing at this moment? Do I need a mental break at this moment? Do I need to stand up and take 10 deep breaths, right? What do I need right now to choose ease and flow? And as soon as we can kick into that, then that's kicking into our feminine energy. We're now releasing the masculine. We can still get stuff done, but it's choosing the being and knowing when to kick it in. It's like, oh, I'm feeling like I'm struggling a bit. I need to pause and make a choice here. And so I just kind of wanted to bring us back to that. And a couple of things that I actually spoke on the weekend in person for the first time in almost 2 years. And I spoke at a 4-H conference in Camrose. So that was awesome. 70 young adults from the age of 15 to 20. And we talked about how to be. And I said to them, I said, you know, what I was teaching them is what I teach everyone. But we really also talked about mental breaks. And so I actually wanted to, I don't know if I've done these with you or not, but I wanted to do 2 new kind of mental breaks or breathing things with you. So one of them is standing up behind your chair and doing toe raises. Have we talked about this mental break before? Okay, so literally, you can stand behind your chair, and then what you're going to do is when you breathe in, you're going to go slowly up on your toes. Breathe in slowly up on your toes. As you breathe out, slowly go down on your toes. Okay, so breathe in, up, out, down, slow. Should take you 4 to 5 seconds to go up and 4 to 5 seconds to go down. Here we go. Let's try it again. In, out. In, out. One more time. In, out. Do that 10 times and you've done a minute. And you don't even have to count, doesn't matter. So how that does it though is that, right, when we're doing mindfulness, we need something to focus on. So we're not focusing on the chaos. So there you're focusing on your toes, going up and down and breathing in and out. So
I like that one.
that is a really good one to do when you're starting to feel a little overwhelmed, or you can do it as your 1 minute of just mindfulness, you know, or you can set it at noon every day. But the kids really liked that one. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that we've talked about that one. It's just a quick one, right? And then the other one that we talked about too was just the shoulders, right? Breathing in, and then you're going to take a deep breath and like let it out hard and let your shoulders really drop. So you breathe in. Again, breathe in. Okay. Oh, I saw a wow from Suzanne. It looked like she said
No,
wow.
you heard an ow because I worked out last night and she did all my shoulders and stuff. So it kind of hurts.
That's funny. Sorry. Ow. So, you know, in the courses, you know, online, when I'm teaching about mindfulness, I talk about these things, but I think as a group collectively, we need to always come back that if we want to be a strong leader, a feminine leader, we have to know when it's time to be. And we have to do it. That's taking inspired action towards being, that pause. And then we can make those decisions clearer, step forward better, and leave that chaos behind. So that is my message to you today, to go forth and be.
Great message. I like that.
Oh, any comments or questions?
Well, I have a comment. Honestly, I could spend my whole day being, and sometimes I'm like, crap, I need to get some stuff done.
Yeah, that's a really great.
Like I really enjoy it, and the learning and the doing it. And it's
Yeah.
because I think it's a balance of learning both, because there were times in my life where it was just about doing all day long till I dropped into bed.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And so just be aware of your body though, that give yourself permission, it's okay, because we have times in our life where we're going to need more being. And maybe you need that day just to do whatever within your, just going with the flow, the creativity, the learning, whatever you're doing. And then, you know, the next day, then you can shift a little bit more, but sometimes we need more of that, right? And we talked about those, stages, right? The meditative state, the intuitive state, and the taking action. So if you're feeling like you could do that all day, you're in your meditative or the head state where you need rest and you need to just be. And that being could be doing learning or whatever it is for you, right? But knowing that it won't last, but it's okay if you have 1 or 2 days. And that's part of this learning and sharing this stuff with others, is that we cannot feel guilty for doing that, because that is part innately who we are as women. We need that to be healthy. And so I give you permission.
Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Perfect.
My intention will be to give that to myself also. Yes, that's a good point.
Yeah. So anyway. All right, ladies. Well,
Okay.
I appreciate all of you. And thank you for being here.
Likewise.
I appreciate all of you guys too, and have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll see you next
See you
week.
Thanks, you
guys.
guys.
Oh, maybe
Okay.
I'll see you Friday, right? Fast.
Oh,
Friday,
Friday.
you'll see me Friday.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.